Do you want to build a Solarpunk city but don't know how to decorate it? Then you just found the perfect video, because today I am presenting you 15 plus ideas to decorate your Solarpunk streets. Hello there, I am Eligriv, also known as Rod, and welcome to a Solarpunk building video on the project Nodonium. As you can see from the thumbnail and the concept of the video, I am very inspired by Sir Derpool. He was my inspiration when I used to build Cyberpunk. I'll try my best to become the Derpool of Solarpunk on YouTube and inspire others myself. Without further ado, let's get into the builds. Like a wise man once said, you cannot have a street without a street itself. So I've made a wide path made out of mud and path blocks. It's not a road because, first of all, I hate vehicles and cars. Secondly, because cars are not very Solarpunk. And also because a good Solarpunk city is a city that doesn't force you to use a car. You should have all your needs maximum 15 minutes away by foot from where you live. So I keep them wide, so bus and emergency vehicles like ambulance and or fire trucks can circulate. I also made a bike line next to it. So, yes, that bike sucks. I know, don't tell me. I know it's terrible. I don't know how to design bikes. If you have better design, you can contact me on Discord. Eligriv_YT. So first build is a solar panel. It looks tiny, right? Well, it's not. It's really not. It's big boy. It's 9 by 6 by a few blocks, I believe. By 5? Yeah, maybe. No, by 6. Okay. So 9 by 6 by 6. It's a good way to have energy into your builds. You can place it on roof, on the street itself, in planes, and you can make solar fields. Yeah. So you can place a bunch of them. It creates shadows under them, so you can have wildlife hiding, or you can place farms maybe too. You can have plenty of space, plenty of things here. You could even have some shelter built under the solar panels. It'd be a great way to have some life into your builds. Secondly, we have pots. Yeah, I really like pots. I don't know, there's something about them that feels Solarpunk. It's a great storage, and also it's made of clay, so it's very natural. It's not made in factories, it doesn't pollute, and you can store pretty much everything in them. You don't need to specify what it is. It can be water, it can be plants, it can be soil, everything. So I use a lot of pots in my streets when I do Solarpunk cities. But if you don't want a big pile like this one, I have made smaller ones. It fits in the 2x2x2 area, or even a 2x2x1 area. If you're still playing in Wonder Knight in Older, you can still use terracotta and place a little pot on top of it, so it mimics the real pot. Next up, I made a little stand. You can make it a market stall, anything. So what makes it really Solarpunk except from the bright colors? Well, the little device next to it. So it's kind of a wind catcher. Small garden wind turbine? Yeah, garden wind turbine, I don't know how you call those, but you can have them on roofs or just for Meteo data collecting. Here's a look from the side so you can better imitate it. And under it there is a motor, a rotor or something. I don't know, I'm not a technical guy, but it can produce energy from the wind, and you can collect data from it, so yeah, it's great. I've also made smaller versions. Did I make it the same identical one twice without realizing? Oh gosh, I did. I've reproduced the same one twice! I'm losing my mind. So you saw it in the thumbnail. It's a little market, a little stall to sell fruits with a giant pineapple and a fruit that looks like a mix of a berry, an apple and a cherry. So you have a place for your shopkeepers to stand here and maybe even on the other side if you want it to be double-sided. You can have it in the middle of both streets in your city and have people command in front of it in this zone. Next, oranges. Yeah, I love oranges. So I've realized the resin block is amazing because it looks like a bunch of orange because all of these circles are very... Yeah, I mean, you have a bunch of orange piled up. So also the pale wood, the pale oak is very modern, surprisingly. It fits quite well the Solarpunk theme. I'm very pleased with it. So by surrounding a resin block with 4 white trapdoors, you can get this creative fruit. I've also made an orange juice distributor, so you can just go here and fill up your glass with orange juice. Where do you get this orange from? Well, you can go into... how's that called again? How do you say un verger in English? Orchard! Yeah, thank you, Google. Well, you can go to the orchard, or maybe you can plant the trees directly into the streets of the city. So it's more local, it's more fresh, it's more pretty too, because, yeah, a small orange tree, it's always a nice decoration. With a little basket in here. I've tried to make everything as survival friendly for both Java and Bedrock Edition. But you can totally use armor stands or invisible item frames to fill them up with, to fill them up with more oranges. Where do you get all of those fruits from? Well, the street next to it. So I've used fire coral blocks for the red parts because I really like this texture. And I've used pale oak trapdoors all around it. But since it's a coral block, it's a living block. You need to place a waterlogged block, maybe a slab under it, so it doesn't become grey and dies. You can start farming berries, obviously in the countryside, but you can also place them on rooftops or even in the streets, on the ground. So this is what I've made. I have a lot of iron trapdoors and mud below it. So here I've used mud bricks, regular mud bricks on the ground level, and here I've used some stairs to make it a bit more pretty, have some relief. I've also designed this lamp, this green lamp using green frog lights and lime stained glass with a bit of iron trapdoor, steel, quartz and resin. Next up, pineapple. I love pineapples, especially on pizza. Yeah, go in the comments. Will you dare say in the comments that pineapple don't belong on pizza? Well, they do. It's really good actually. I love it. Pineapple pizza are the best. So obviously you can't have this in the middle of your city. Not always. I mean, not every Solarpunk city will have appropriate climate to grow pineapple. It's an exotic fruit, and you often need to import it. But if your Solarpunk city is kind of tropical, then I'll totally see a pineapple farm next to it. And you can place it into the market, have little baskets of pineapples, and full pineapple. So I've made this first design with a pickle on top of a raw gold block and some bamboo buttons all around it, but it's not my favorite. I prefer this one a bit better. It's not perfect, but I think that's my favorite out of the two. And since this was selling bamboo, I've made a bamboo pile, because yeah, you can have some bamboo piles next to the shop right here, or even in the streets waiting to be put into a transport like a boat or some transportation. I don't want to say a truck. Trucks are not very solar punk either, unless they are electric, and even if they are electric, it's still not the best. So I don't know how you transport this. I hope it's locally grown. People make them like if they were anchored into the ground using rails, but I've chosen to use powered rails. Why? Well, it's colorful, I like it. It's kind of like if it was decorated. Special ropes. On your streets, some of you will want to have street lights. So, I mean, in my Solarpunk city I don't have them, but since it's such a popular thing, I've included them anyway. I have my lamps surrounded by the pale oak trapdoors because, first of all, they are very modern with the white color, and also because if there weren't any trapdoors around, it would give light in every direction, and this is called light pollution. It's terrible. I mean, if you want your Solarpunk city to be a bit realistic, a bit respectful for environment, try to avoid light pollution because it perturbates birds, it perturbates insects, it's not very good, and you can't see stars at night. So I make sure that the light is only pointing towards the ground. These market stalls are not very Solarpunk, I mean, a bit, but they are more tropical than anything. So Ish, if you're watching that video, feel free to use any of them. I've designed them for the last season of Project Nodonium for my base. For this one I've used green, yellow and red for the Jamaicans colors because these colors are epic. They go so well together, it's so cool. And matter of fact, look at my skin right now. There's green, red and yellow and a bit of blue. I just want to point out that for this roof I've used bamboo and hay because together they go quite nicely, and it's like if you used recycled or local plants for your roof. It makes a very natural vibe. So this one is a bit more abstract. A tomato garden surrounded by a few fences. It was recycled from one of my older builds. And in the middle I've used the usual combo. Maybe if I turn, yeah, you'll see better. So I've used pale oak, resin again, and light blue stained glass because blue, white and orange make a very futuristic thing. So what is the purpose of this thing? I don't really know. Maybe it's supposed to water the crops, the tomatoes. Maybe it's some kind of device that changes the weather. Maybe it's a device that detects the atmosphere conditions around it, so the crops can be better managed and watered more efficiently. Maybe it's an hologram, it's up to you, honestly. It's just glass, wood fences and resin. So in Minecraft this thing can be anything you want, and honestly I use it quite often because it looks futuristic and that's all I need. Ah yes, the bus. So I've used the concept of this market stall over there. I've tried to make this build as friendly and inclusive as possible. So what do I mean by that? Well, this ramp made of wood is actually wheelchair friendly. I have benches to sit on, and also, still in inclusivity, I have this place which is meant to station your wheelchairs. So you can sit next to your family, friends, assistant in your wheelchair without being in the middle of everything. So you have a dedicated space for it. Speaking of sitting, bench. It's maybe one of the easiest builds I've showcased so far. It's quartz stairs and pale oak trapdoors on top of it. Really, it's so simple. Now, what is that thing? Well, I have no clue myself. But what I had in mind first, in the first place was an advertising. I wanted to have something colorful that could be very neonish, almost cyberpunk but with solarpunk colors. After using it a few times, I've realized maybe this can be a sort of wind catcher, a sort of futuristic device. What is it used for? Don't know. You have to tell me, but it looks cool and that's everything that matters. So, how did I build it? So, you have one middle layer with a bunch of colors and end rods. So I've used glazed terracotta and wool. You can use concrete or anything, to be honest. And on the second layer I've used white glass pane and sometimes a full glass block colored to give some relief, some pop of color. Same thing on the other side, and I've surrounded it with a mangrove frame. You can place it on a rooftop, in the streets, on the side of the road, or should I say the path. I'll finish with the biggest wind catcher. In other words, how's that called again? Fuck.
Eoline. Eoline.
So Google told me it's called Eoline. So I'll believe Google. I shouldn't. So you have 4 pals that can catch wind from any direction. So you can place it on top of a building, you can place it in the mountains, on the side of a major city, in the fields, anywhere. It just gives some height to your landscape. So how did I build it? I started by doing a circle and a middle pillar. If you go above, you'll see just a circle, and every time you change the blocks, you just move it 1 block above. It's not difficult to make. It looks impressive, it looks difficult to do, to replicate, but honestly my hardest trouble was getting the things that connects it to the center right. So now I wanted to showcase what all of this looks like at night. So this one isn't very impressive. You have the redstone torches on top, but that's about it. The wind catcher is very bright. It could be... Yeah, I know, light pollution. I know what you're going to say. But it looks cool. I don't have any excuses. The bus stop is illuminated, so you can see it from further away. This isn't. I've used lanterns here, so the color with my shader is very orange, very warm, and it's kind of cozy. The streets at night, here's what they look like. It's not mind-blowing, it's light. What I really like is that my shader I can get colored light, so I think you'll get some with the vibrant visual update too. So lime glass plane in front of green frog lights, and you have a cool green light, and it's quite cool. I like it. By far my favorite thing lit up at night is the market stall, because of all the lanterns. This isn't bad too. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have more suggestions for more Solarpunk themes like facades, armor stands, vehicles, please don't. I suck at vehicles. Roof, graffitis, or even more street decoration, please comment down below. I think I'll make more of those soon. And if you watched the video all the way to here, comment pot. Yeah, comment pot. I like pots. I'm stupid. Come on. I'm stupid. See you later.